Happy New Year. Happy 2024, Westchester. I hope you had a great holiday season, and I'm back for all the updates. I spent a long time these last couple of months finalizing the Westchester Magazine. I'm going to show it to you, and I'm going to show you exactly what happened in Westchester in 2023. How does it compare to previous years? And what about your specific neighborhood in Westchester? What happened in that area? What's the price per square foot? So let's take a look at it right now. So this is the Westchester Magazine. I'm going to show you right now. It's going to be printed. I'm only printing about. I'm only printing about 1,000 of them. So if that's something that you want, reach out to me directly. And we can see here, this is Tropical Park. This is the pier there. The letter from the editor, myself. I created everything from top to bottom. My family, us in front of the Westchester sign here, the Cultural Arts Center. And the reason I made this is because the rest of Miami gets all the attention. Everyone thinks about Miami Beach, Coral Gables, Pinecrest, all that. In Westchester, we have single family homes. We have nice areas. People want to live here. And it's not highlighted as much as the rest of Miami. People don't think about this area. So since I specialize here, I live here, I grew up here, I said, we need to make it. So I interviewed a resident that lives in Lake Catalina. And actually, it's interesting because Joe Cole decided to leave and came back. So this resident shared, why did you move to Lake Catalina? What do you like about living in the lake? What do you like about our area? Any favorite food spots and any best kept secrets? So we kind of did that. I did statistics about our area. So exactly by the real RPR and the National Association of Realtors. 3 places to visit in Westchester. You have Hit Zone, Pamela's Delicatessen, and the Westchester Cultural Arts Center. I interviewed the owner of Our Betters and got the story behind Our Betters, favorite events, what should a client order, and really got to see how the business works. Amazing culture, great stuff over here, and definitely a place to go try if you haven't been here yet. Articles. So articles on a reverse mortgage. What is a reverse mortgage? How can you apply? What are the pros? What are the cons? What are your options if you want to get out of it? And then this took a lot of research and work on this side. It's not legal or tax advice. So if you are going to make a big decision like this, please seek professional tax, legal advice. This is here to inform you. And then this is the big part, the annual Westchester market report. What happened to our area? And this is where I want to spend the majority of our time in this video. Westchester as a whole, I decided to focus on these. I took out Sunset because these have more similar price per square foot and everything. And what we looked at is, you can see here that homes sold, we are down significantly in total homes sold. On 2021, we saw 536. We were in the 400s before that, and that's typical. And then we got down to 373. The price per square foot, the price and the price per square foot have increased year over year. So it went from 255 in pandemic times to 382. We're almost at $400 a square foot. And the market days are about normal, just a little bit over a month. But the prices have jumped 20% in 1 year, 16% the next year, 12% the next year. So when you're talking about inflation and everything that's happening, our area is still seeing home prices jump up. So anyone who's looking to buy, you're going to feel this. And hopefully interest rates, if they go down, it won't impact the monthly as much. But year over year, what we're starting to see, the longer you wait, the more it hurts. So that's what we're seeing here. Now, what happened in 2023? I broke it down by quarter. So Q1, we saw 98 homes sold. This was the average price per square foot, highest, lowest, the numbers that I always look at. And I want to see if the average interest rate, which it stayed around here, went up to 7.5, went up to 8, and then went back down, had anything to do. So interest rates were lower, but the prices still increased. And we saw the price the average price increase as well here. So it didn't. What we did see is Q2 was busier than normal, than all the other quarters. Q4 typically is the slowest. And we saw, the average is about $2 million here, and the highest, the lowest is in the 300s. And the market days in the beginning was slow, which I noticed when we were selling our houses, but it stayed. Then it stabilized to the consistent about 36 days, 38 days, a little bit over a month. Now, prices. Okay, this is where it's important. The majority of homes are between $500,000 and $999,000. And you can see here, on the cheaper side, only 46 homes sold. And this, I added, is typically a 3-2 with 1,300 square foot. And not the best condition, typically. So you're seeing that these homes sold quicker, the cheaper ones, and the average price for this range was $447,000. So we can see that. Now, when we jump to this one, to the second tier where the majority of the homes are, 674, which we're seeing right here, $686,000 was the average for our area. And when we jump here, it's pretty close. You're seeing that we're at 674. The price per square foot, 381. That's very normal for our area. The highest one in this range was 995, and the lowest is 502. So you can see here 42 days. And notice this, as you start moving up in price, the days take longer for it to sell because you have to find the right buyer. The houses get larger, with the exception of this one. The square foot on this one versus this really really shifted there. And it's also because this only had 2 homes. This one had 18. So when you aggregate the square footage, it could be that this one had a $2 million home sold, one with 3,000 square feet, and the other one with 2,500. So it adjusts there. So we need more data on this side. But this one, we can see this is pretty consistent with everything else. And here's another really good indicator. About a third of the homes, maybe a little bit less, sold cash. The highest that sold was $2.3 million cash. The lowest was $300,000 cash. Cash is much quicker, right? So you're looking at 29 days versus 45 days. The home's almost exactly the same. 4.2, 18,000 square feet, 4.2, 18,000 square feet versus finance. But look at the price difference. So you're looking at 663 versus 695. So you're talking about 40, maybe a little bit less than $40,000 just by using cash. And the price per square foot goes from 360 to about 392. So breaking all this down and seeing exactly our area, what's going on, is what makes the difference for you to decide what's the best option, whether it's for you to buy or sell. Because maybe if you're closer to being able to hold onto the cash, you can save yourself about $30,000, and it's going to be much quicker. If you need to finance, these are the statistics. This is not my opinion. This is not how I feel. This is what we are seeing in the market. So as we continue with this is where I jumped into the specific neighborhoods. I included some of the normal articles I use here. I updated some of the numbers, and we can see we went from 184, 166, 127. So we're going down. The price is 663 for Westchester. The price per square foot still increased. The highest sold 1.3 million. The lowest sold 365, and it takes about 36 days. So this stays this the market days is about the same from the last 3 years. The lowest went up pretty much a good chunk there. The highest went down. The price per square foot up, average up, and the total number of homes sold way down. Olympia Heights. So here we can see 86 homes to 83 homes. But we had a slow year in 2022. So 2023 was another slow year here in Olympia Heights. But check this out. The average price shot up almost $100,000 in just 1 year in this area. We saw some bigger homes sell. So over here, we saw more Lake Catalina homes sell. A couple Bluebird Lake and Blue Lakes had movement this year. And we can see that the price per square foot shot above 400,000 the square foot. The highest sold was a $3.3 million home. And the cheapest was 390 with 44 days. So most of the homes sold under 44, but because you have the higher price points here as well, it's going to move that average higher. University Park. This area has a lot of condos and single family homes. Typically, there's about 120 homes sold here, so we're just a little bit under. This area did have more movement every week. When I looked at the market report, I saw more movement here than in the other areas. But look at this, same thing, $700,000 in this area. The average price per square foot, we're looking at $347. The highest sold 1.7, the lowest 300,000, and we're looking at 43 days for these homes to sell. So overall, price has consistently gone up. Less homes have sold. Price per square foot has gone up. The highest, I've seen it go lower. The lowest stayed about the same. So like the range hasn't changed much. The average price has, and the market days hasn't. Here in this area, it has stayed a little bit slower, which is a little bit interesting. All right, next one, Westwood Lakes. This is a small area. You have waterfront areas, and most of these homes were built by a developer, Mackle Company, Mackle Homes. I'm sure you've seen some of the old historic pictures. You have Riviera, you have two lakes. And look at this, 93, 86, 53 homes. So you're talking about almost 50% from 2021 being reduced in volume. The average price, 592,000. Average price per square foot above $400 a square foot. The highest sold 995, the lowest sold 310, and you're looking at 47 days. So it did take a little bit longer for the homes in this area to sell. And then I went ahead and I included, just for the next issue, because I'm going to have another issue for the magazine, if there's any good pictures that you have of the area that you'd like to be here, send them to me, and I'll gladly feature them in the magazine. So that's it for this magazine. You can see it. That's the market report. That's everything that's happening in the area. I know this is a little bit of a longer video, but this is important. This is all the stuff that's happening in our area. And I go very nitty gritty so that way you get the best and most accurate information for where you live.